Review of the ABBA album Ring Ring. It was released in 1973 and produced by Benny and Bjorn. So I didn't say who I was going to review when I did my last Beatles review or last Beatles video, and that's pretty much because I hadn't decided yet. But I decided to go with ABBA because they're putting out a new album, so it seemed like a good time to talk about them. Really, ABBA's kind of a band I've gotten into more recently. Kind of got into them as a joke. There were some friends that were always like bugging me about how AC/DC had been like the first thing in my record collection, or my CD collection's like is organized alphabetically. So AC/DC had been like the first thing on the shelf since like pretty early into like when I was in high school. So everybody was always like, you need to get something to go in front of AC/DC and finally be like the front thing in your CD collection. And I don't know why that was the thing they were bothering me about. But anyway, we were drinking one night and they're all like, oh, get this ABBA Greatest Hits album and put that in front. So I did, and I bought the album, so I was like, well, I might as well listen to this. And ended up actually really liking pretty much all the songs on it. So then I started getting the studio albums, and thought I really actually pretty much enjoy like almost all their albums. This album, Ring Ring, which I don't think was actually released under the name ABBA. I'm pretty sure that they were called like something else when they put this out, but I can't remember what it was. This is an album that I've read a lot of kind of negative reviews of, and so when I got it, which was pretty recently, I went into listening to it kind of expecting not to like it that much, and I was actually kind of really surprised. I mean, I can definitely see why a lot of people wouldn't like this, and I think it definitely has its flaws, but I kind of think it's pretty underrated, and I think that there's a lot of good stuff on it, and I definitely think that I like it a lot more than most people tend to. So the first song on it, Ring Ring, I think is like a really catchy song, and something about it like reminds me of a song that might have been on like the Beach Boys album Today, which I'm a really big fan of the Beach Boys, so like that's kind of a compliment. But anyway, like that's something that I don't know, the production of this album I think it sounds really good to me. A lot of the, I don't know, just songs kind of remind me of that kind of style that the Beach Boys were doing around the time of like the Today album. Anyway, the second song, Another Town, Another Train, a song I really, really like for some reason. Not exactly sure why. Like, I know it's kind of cheesy. I mean, I should have told one of my friends one time, I'm like, I really actually like this song. And he's like, I think sent back like something saying it was cheesy. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but that's kind of, I guess, kind of why I like it. Not really sure though. I think Bjorn sings on it. I'm not sure, but I like the songs. I actually like the songs where the guys sing probably more than most people do. Not really sure why. Probably has something to do with their accents. I think that I feel like the Swedish accents kind of even make me like the girls' voices better for some reason. Just Swedish accents kind of sound cool. But sorry, kind of rambling. But yeah, definitely a song that I really enjoy. Just think it's really catchy. I like the vocal on it a lot, and I like the just like instruments a lot. Just think it's a really catchy song. The third song, Disillusion, I like the little like intro part of it, and I think it's got a really good vocal, so I think it's a pretty good song. The fourth song, People Need Love, another song that's like pretty corny, but I just think it's like insanely catchy, and I really like just like the vocal arrangement of it, and just like, I don't know, it's just got some really cool vocals on it, I think. So another song I really like. The fifth song is, I feel like, where this album starts to get a little weaker. It definitely, I feel like this album kind of starts off strong, and then in the middle it kind of kind of loses it a little bit and then kind of gets it back a little bit towards the end. But I saw it in the mirrors. It's not bad or anything. I just don't think it's like super catchy or super memorable. The sixth song, Nina Pretty Ballerina, another pretty cheesy song. Not like horrible. Like there's some interest. I feel like there's some interesting thing going on with like the instruments in the song and like what's going on musically, but it's just not like great or anything. The seventh song, Love Isn't Easy, but it sure is hard. It's another one that's kind of cheesy, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of a weird song. It's kind of like disjointed in a way. Like there are parts of it that I feel like are really catchy, but then there's this other part where like, I don't know, I'm not sure which one it is, but one of the girls comes in like singing super loud, and it kind of sounds like it's from a different song. Like it doesn't sound like it really felt, well, not like, I guess like super loud's not like the right way to describe it, but it's like louder and kind of like more aggressive than the rest of the vocal parts on the song are, and it just, I don't know, it sounds like it's from a different song, so it's really, that part's really weird, but then it's kind of like got some catchy parts, but then it's also got like, I mean, a lot of the lyrics on this album are kind of bad, and it's almost like I kind of wish they had gotten like a different, like an outside lyricist to work with or something. But it's like, I feel like a lot of the instrumentation and the vocal melodies and things like that on these songs are really solid. It's just the lyrics kind of need some work. Anyway, the eighth song, Me and Bobby's Brother, another also kind of cheesy song, but it's also kind of catchy, so I don't really mind it. The ninth song, He Is Your Brother, is, I think, a lot like People Need Love, but just kind of a little less catchy, but still pretty decent. The 10th song, She's My Kind of Girl, I thought was pretty cool, but kind of weird for the album, kind of different sounding. The 11th song, I'm Just a Girl, kind of dumb lyrics like the rest of the album really, but I kind of liked the vocal parts in the instruments, like what the instruments were doing and everything on the song, and just kind of like the atmosphere it creates. Like if it had like completely different lyrics, it probably would have been a pretty interesting song. And the 12th song and final track, Rock and Roll Band, I kind of like it just because I think it's kind of entertaining when ABBA like try to rock out like in a kind of like this isn't working in a sort of funny way. It's usually the Bjorn songs, so he kind of gets stuck with doing that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe he wanted to do that, but I find it pretty entertaining, so I honestly kind of like it when they do those kind of songs. It's got some bonus tracks on the CD version that I have. Merry Go Round, one of them, is another song where I really like what they're doing, like vocally and instrumentally, but if it just had like different lyrics, it would probably be a really good song. The other one, Santa Rosa, is just kind of okay, and then there's like a Swedish version of Ring Ring, which I think the Swedish version is pretty cool. So anyway, this album, like, yeah, a lot of people don't like it. I can kind of see that. It's got a lot of the guys singing on it, which a lot of people don't like, but I don't know, I think it's entertaining when they sing. And sometimes, I mean, like, there are some of the songs where it's like the rock, or songs where they try to rock harder. It's like I kind of like Bjorn's vocals on those because I find them funny, but I also do think the guy could sing really well because I really like his vocal on Another Town, Another Train. At least I'm pretty sure that's him. Can't really, I haven't really gotten to the point where I can tell these guys' voices apart that well. Same with the girls, I can't really tell their voices apart that well. But like I said, I haven't been listening to this band for a very long time. I mean, a pretty long time, but not as long as a lot of bands. Anyway, kind of rambling. Probably give this album like a 3 out of 5. I know some people would probably think that's like insanely high, but I think the beginning's really strong. Like up, all the songs, the first 4 songs, I think are really good, and then it just kind of, there's nothing on it that I think is really horrible. It's just like some of the stuff, if it had better lyrics, it would be a better song. So that's basically my only negative to this album, is just that. But I mean, if you can get through, like get past some of the cheesy lyrics and like kind of imagine the songs with better lyrics, I don't know, maybe some people would enjoy it more that way. But anyway, not a bad album. Definitely probably wouldn't start here with ABBA, but pretty good album.